Hello everybody, I'm Elwirfy and today I wanted to make a video doing a follow-up on the recent scandal that's been going on with Dr. Disrespect. I think it's important that we do a follow-up video because, of course, as we always are looking for new evidence and, well, any evidence, frankly, we want to make sure that we stay diligent and skeptical when we look at what's going on. And Ludwig made a video that, frankly, I think pretty much says what I want to say, but probably shorter. However, I'd like to contribute and add to that if possible, and give my own thoughts because it's a bit harder to, there's certain events that happen that I can't really show necessarily without someone else's video, because regrettably I was at work when some of these events were happening. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video.
I made a video about the alleged reason why Dr. Disrespect was banned off of Twitch. And today, we have a major update because we know the actual reason. And not because of some third-party report or a whistleblower on Twitter or a news article. We know it because we're hearing it from the man himself. The doc has dropped a huge tweet about the Twitch ban. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out yesterday's video. But the skinny is that there's a former Twitch employee who tweeted out the reason Doc got banned is because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product, which still exists, by the way. Twitch Whispers. I mean, no one uses it, but it still is around. So I don't know why it's then existing.
I didn't know Twitch still had Whispers. I would think that, especially after this scandal coming out, I'd feel like they'd probably not keep it, I think. Just because of all the controversy that the Whispers has caused. I'm kind of surprised. But hey, that's their company. If they want to leave it on, the way they can spy on people, that's up to them, you know.
It's still existing, but you get the idea. Anyway, this is the doc's tweet. It is massive, all right? So I'm going to paraphrase parts of it, but it starts out by saying, hey, let's cut the fucking bullshit. I keep it 100. I always accept responsibility, and that's what I'm doing here today. And today, I want to start out by apologizing to Midnight Society, aka the game studio that I co-founded. A lot of people were sad at Midnight Society, left in the dark. We made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. We'll talk about that in a moment. The team is very ambitious, talented. I hope they do well.
Yeah, I think it's good that he apologized to his own team, but I think it's weird that, like he pointed out, that he said we, when pretty clearly I think it was obvious that he did not know that this was going to happen, or at least that's the way he reacted. So I'm curious how Ludwig wants to interpret it, but I just think that, you know, if it was a we thing, he wouldn't have acted like it was such a surprise from when we reviewed the live stream in the last video. That's just a me thing.
Now, everyone's been wanting to know why I got banned from Twitch. I couldn't talk about it until the Twitch employees disclosed the accusations. Now I can tell you my side. Were there Twitch Whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real...
That's all I needed right there, to be honest. I don't really... I mean, say what you want, but I feel like any adult who, for the record, it's not like this is an 18-year-old talking to a 15-year-old, right? This is like a full-ass adult talking to a 15-year-old. I think that's kind of messed up. And I think no matter what you're talking about, you know, I don't know. I just feel like anything that he's considering inappropriate, that he's admitting to, I think that's a red flag. I would still... Now, maybe he's not a pedophile because he didn't do anything sexual, but I would still think it's very inappropriate for him to be doing that. And I think that... it would be fair for people to still be hating on Dr. Disrespect because it's messed up. You know, it's unacceptable. I don't think any adult should be talking to a minor like that. But hey, if you want to disagree with that, you can comment. You can leave a comment explaining why it's okay for an adult to talk to a minor. You can try, but I'm pretty firm on my position that I think this is wrong and I don't think this should be accepted. And I don't think it's good for society as a whole as well.
Intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. They were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared. No crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch that resulted in the case being resolved by settlement. I said that he won the case yesterday. That was wrong. It was a settlement. He earned money from the settlement, but he did not win the case.
That's because there was no case. That's the whole point of a settlement. A settlement is when you don't go to trial and there's no criminal anything being done. It's literally just the two parties negotiating outside of the law and usually exchanging goods or information, in this case money, to resolve the issues.
both, I had to, I think, pronounced no wrongdoing or something. I don't know. Let me be clear. It was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. Now, from a moral standpoint, I'll take the responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations, aka I should not be talking to a minor.
So he even admits what he did was wrong. And to me, that tells me that he knew what he was doing was wrong, but he did it anyway. So it's not like I can feel sorry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any sympathy for someone who knowingly talks to a minor in an inappropriate way to the point where, look where we are now, right? It's like, come on. He's just self-reported the fact that he knows what he was doing was wrong, and he did it anyway.
When I was, let's see here, I have it somewhere. 7 years ago, 35 years old. I should not have been talking to a minor when I was clarifying it. He was 35 years old.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have happened. I'm not perfect, and I'll fucking own my shit. This was stupid. Yeah. Okay. Understatement. Now, with all that being said.
Yeah. Super big understatement. Oh my God. I mean, if you're over double the age of someone, like, Jesus, dude. Yeah. You could say a little more than just saying, that it was stupid. I think it's a bit more than stupid. It's irresponsible. It's negligent, and it's just wrong. I think it's just wrong.
Don't get it fucking mistaken. I've seen remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. I'm no fucking predator or pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone who truly knows me knows that where I stand on those things with those types of people. Fuck that. That's a different level of disgust that I hate even hearing about. Don't label me as the worst with your exaggerations. It's not an exaggeration if you are 35 years old talking to a minor. We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that I agree completely with Ludwig. If you're an adult and you're talking to a minor, no one's exaggerating anything. No one's claiming anything false. Hell, he's even admitting to it. He was having inappropriate messages with a minor. That's all I really need to know, to be honest. I don't watch him. I was never a fan of him previously, but I'm certainly glad I wasn't, because holy shit, I'm sure that his fan base is feeling absolutely gutted right now. And for those of you who were fans of Dr. Disrespect, my deepest sympathies go out to you for having contributed to, this guy. I don't know. I would feel horrible if I was, donating and supporting someone who was doing these kinds of behaviors and actions. I think it's disgusting and wrong. And you guys deserve refunds, truly.
No. All right. Someone half your age, guaranteed half your age. Just, that's crazy to say. It's guaranteed, because it couldn't have been 18. So they had to be half your age. You were talking to them in a way that you yourself called inappropriate. Okay, right. We continue though. We digress. That's why Twitch made a decision in 2020 to ban the doc. Okay, it was because of those messages. To the team, the community, the industry friends, I apologize. I wish I said this all sooner. You showed me a lot of love, yada yada. And then he says to the haters, I don't give a fuck about you. And then ended off by saying,
yeah, I'm sure he doesn't care about his haters. And for the record, I don't hate him. I don't know him. I just know that what he did was wrong and inappropriate, and I don't think we should be supporting someone who does that. I think that if you're going to go out of your way to support someone who's messaging minors as an adult, either you're immature or you maybe just, I don't know, are you like in too deep? I don't know what kind of brainwashing he does. But here on this channel, if you're new to my channel, I don't want you guys to be brainwashed or manipulated or have some sort of weird, like in your head relationship with me. Like parasocial relationship. I don't want that at all. Like, I'm here to make content and entertain you guys, but there is no love being shared here, right? I do not know you. I'm just a guy, all right? I have my wife. I love my wife, but I don't love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'm glad you're part of this community. I'm glad we're doing these videos together, but again, let's not mix things up, So in the same way that I don't necessarily have genuine love for you guys, I also don't have hate towards someone who I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't hate someone on the internet who I don't know anything about, right? Just saying. I mean, he can call me a hater, but I don't hate him. I just think he's disgusting.
Saying, I'm going to take an extended vacation with my family, and I will be back. They want me to disappear. Yeah, fucking right.
Let's see what YouTube has to say about that. I'd be curious. Especially because if you don't know, you need to post a YouTube video at least once every 90 days in order for you to maintain your monetization. So we'll see how long this vacation is. I'm sure he'll be back before the 90 days thing, but just something to keep in mind.
I will be back. Okay, he's going to continue making content after all this. Now, let's break down this very long tweet because there are a few things that first off are worth noting. The first one is that he edited this tweet. I read you the original version, but for a brief period, about 10 minutes or so, he edited the tweet, which is a feature you can do when you have Twitter Blue or X Blue, the everything app. And he said, he changed it from were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor to were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual. He removed the word minor and then brought it back because everyone saw that he removed the word minor. This is all tracked, by the way. You can see all this.
See, this is why you got to be real careful before you post a statement. So he essentially got caught with his pants down, admitting that he talked to a minor. And then when he tried to cover it up, people noticed it and were calling it out. So then he put it back. Crazy. It's almost as if, like, you should think about what you have to say, especially with all your dead air moments. Disrespect. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you admitted it. Like, and the fact that you went and edited it out, to me, also indicates guilt. That's just how I feel. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying a fact. I'm just saying I feel like this is indicating guilt because he took it out. I mean, he clearly felt like, oh, I shouldn't tell people it was with a minor because that's like going to make me look bad. But it made you look bad anyway, didn't it? Didn't it? You know why? Because it's gross and it's wrong and you know it's wrong. But then you felt like you had to leave it in so we don't look like a hypocrite or look like you're trying to cheat us. Just bad either way, dude.
On Twitter, this is verifiable. So that's weird. That's like a horrible optic mistake and failure.
Right.
But that's not really what worth noting. I think what's worth noting are some of the things in the statement that I find to be maybe a bit odd. Okay, the first one is that he says, "I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything I can be."
Okay.
One thing that I find weird is that right around the time Doc got banned, which was June 24th. Or 6th. I think June 26th he got banned in 2020. He was very adamant that he did not know why he got banned. He kept saying, I don't know why I got banned.
Okay.
And he said that for months. It wasn't until almost a full year later that he said he actually knew the reason why he got banned. I think that was a lie. Okay, I think that Doc knew the reason why he was banned. He might not have thought that it conflicted with his contract. Like the conversations weren't necessarily a breach of contract, so he doesn't know why they went with the decision to ban him. But I think he knows why they did it. You know what I mean? Like it didn't necessarily breach, but he knows why they were doing it, even if it didn't breach.
Yeah, exactly. And it can be tough to get a real good answer from big tech companies. Like, to be honest, if YouTube like took down my channel, I'd have pretty much no indication as to why. They wouldn't probably give me any solid reason. They might say, oh, you violated this guideline, for example, right? But, they wouldn't know. Like, I wouldn't know specifically. So if I tried to refute it, it'd be really hard. So I think Twitch is the same way. I think they don't really tell the creator when they get banned, like what it's for, I believe. But also, we've pretty rarely seen a Twitch ban that's permanent. Most Twitch bans get revoked at some point. So it's definitely a different scenario. And here's the thing. This is something I forgot to mention in my last video. The fact that Dr. Disrespect got banned off of Twitch forever versus most content creators when they do something, like if they show private parts or something, for example, they'll get banned, but then they come back. In this case, Dr. Disrespect is gone. So whatever he did was so foul and horrible with a minor that he's gone from the platform forever. So I think that alone also is a very good red flag as to the heinous actions that he took.
So that's one thing that I find a little bit weird. The next part is the Midnight Society game studio. He says here that a lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I. We made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Now, the tweet from Midnight Society did not feel like a stepping down. It felt much more like a firing, because if you read their tweet, it basically said that after looking at the facts, we, Midnight Society, are terminating our relationship with Guy Beam.
Yeah, because otherwise they would have, well, he's probably going to say it, but yeah, otherwise they would have said it differently, as in like, we've, as a group, decided to allow him to resign with dignity or something. But no, they kind of just booted him out. And it's because they booted him out that gave me the initial evidence to realize, oh, this is like serious. This isn't like bullshit allegations or fake. Something real happened because his own company kicked him out.
We are letting Guy Beam step down, right? They didn't even let him announce that he was leaving. And he also had to end his stream abruptly. And what's more proof is Robert Bowling, who is, if you guys don't know, the head of the studio, said, "This is a statement from me personally. It does not reflect any of the companies and has not gone through any legal or PR approvals. If you inappropriately message a minor, I cannot work with you, period. I promise to only act on facts, and I did."
Again, this is, just adding to the confirmation that, yeah, Dr. Disrespect did some fucked up shit with a minor. And even though we don't have those actual messages and we might never get them, his own company clearly had access to it due to some sort of legal loophole, I'm sure. And yeah, I think it's pretty justified that he no longer be part of the company when he's being inappropriate with a minor. Like, maybe he's not like a pedophile in the traditional definition, but even if it's not sexual, it's still highly inappropriate and very wrong and upsetting too. I would hope you guys would be upset by what he did.
That's not stepping down. This is the head of the studio. That sounds like he did not want to work with Doc based off the information he saw and the facts that he saw, which I think is a very tough decision that he made, and also the fucking right decision.
Hell yeah, that
decision. Robert made.
Absolutely.
So that conflicts to me. There's something I want to talk about though that I feel like not a lot of people are mentioning. How did Twitch know about these messages? Like, how do they know? Most people are assuming, including me yesterday, that, well, it's the Twitch Whispers product. And so you're not secure on that. Twitch might have been like reading through, or it might have been flagged through some automated system. And then Twitch looked at it and saw I was a partnered streamer and then took action.
I viewed it.
But I actually don't think that's the case anymore. I think we know the actual reason. I think it's true that you aren't safe messaging on Twitch Whispers, much like you're not even safe browsing with your internet service provider. Did you know that? Stop. I need to thank the sponsor of
We're going to skip the ad. But just know that, any platform where you can message someone, that platform can see all your shit. You are not safe. You are not protected like that. You're just not. But everyone should know that already. That should be obvious.
I was going to make another mogul mail today, but this story elevated. So back to the actual story at hand. So there's two questions we need to answer. The first one is, how did Twitch know about these messages? And the second one is, why did they wait so long to ban him? Because these messages happened in 2017, according to Doc's account. He didn't get banned until 2020. What was that 3-year gap? Why did it happen? And I think the answer to both...
The reason why I initially would think that is because the automated system probably sucked back then, and very likely wasn't looking for the stuff that it probably would look for. These questions are answered in a Bloomberg article that was dropped earlier this morning. It came about like 2 hours before the Doc's tweet, and it came from a very reliable journalist, Cecilia, who had a couple of undercover sources. I'm going to read this paragraph here. The reason for Doc's banishment on Twitch were never given, but the 3 people with knowledge of the matter said that Guy Beam, aka the Doc, was removed because he exchanged sexually explicit messages with a minor through the service's direct chat feature. I mean, fuck. This is also, well, now, I'll be honest. I know we haven't finished the article, but this kind of makes me think the inappropriate messages were probably sexual. And you know what? I think I like being skeptical. I don't like making assumptions. And obviously, I'm not saying this for a fact, but in my opinion, I think he's a pedophile. If he's sending sexually explicit messages to a minor, as far as I'm concerned, that makes him a pedophile. I know, last video, some of you guys were hating, but listen, I really have been seeing more than enough evidence to make that conclusion. And obviously, you guys might not agree with what you consider evidence, but this is a secondhand account. You know, someone who's retelling someone who had a firsthand account. That's pretty good. I mean, I don't really know what else you want, to be honest. Like, this is really convincing for me, at least. I feel convinced in this.
Twitch Whispers. We know this. He also asked a minor about her plans at the TwitchCon convention. Okay, interesting. According to 2 of the people who asked not to be identified. And then the final sentence, I think this one's the kicker. Jesus Christ. A complaint was later filed with Twitch through its reporting system, the 2 said. A complaint was later filed.
Okay.
AKA somebody who had intimate knowledge of these messages went to Twitch and said, hey, look at these messages. This is fucked up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't know who it is. We can probably assume that it wasn't the Doc saying, hey, I did these messages a few years ago. More likely than not, it was the minor. maybe after she grew up, after she got a bit older and realized maybe how fucked up that situation was, or maybe somebody she told about in her life, a parent or somebody that she felt comfortable saying that this happened later on. And it makes a whole lot of sense if that was the case, because then that's why they banned him so much after the messages happened.
That would make sense.
And I think what supports this further is the date that Doc was banned. June 26th, 2020, which is actually almost 4 years ago to the day, by the way. 2 days before he got banned, June 24th, there was a community update post that Twitch dropped. It said, "We want to provide an update on our investigations into the recent allegations of sexual abuse and harassment involving Twitch streamers and actions we're taking. We're reviewing each case that have come to light as quickly as possible while ensuring appropriate due diligence as we assess these serious allegations. Here's the kicker. We've prioritized the most severe cases, and we will begin issuing permanent suspensions in line with our findings immediately."
Damn, permanent. They considered whatever Doc did to be so egregiously horrible that he had one of the most severe cases and was permanently banned. I don't know what this guy did, but Twitch is saying it was super bad. His company's saying it was super bad. The insider reporters are saying it was super bad. And Doc even admitted he knew that they were minors and knew that he was saying inappropriate stuff. I mean, on top of the self-report, guys, I think he's a pedophile. I'm sorry. I just think so. And I think that it's amazing that this didn't go to trial or to court. And if he wants any chance of being redeemed in my eyes, he needs to sue people. It needs to win. I don't think he's going to do that because I think he knows it's a losing battle.
2 days after this post dropped, the Doc was banned. They go on to say that they're going to try to improve their tools so this doesn't happen. They can't fix these pervasive issues across gaming and internet communities, but they're going to do their part to be a leader. Being a leader would be banning one of your biggest streamers who has broke your policy or your updated policy. Okay? So that to me, it explains everything.
Yep.
So where does that leave us?
It really does.
Well, I think there's still some questions we need answered. Like, did Doc know the age of the person he was talking to when he was talking to them? When he says he didn't meet up with them in person, was that because of his decisions? Or did the minor become uncomfortable? Is she the one who backed out of the situation?
That's a good point.
And when he says that sometimes he leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, what the fuck that mean? What does that mean? What were the actual content of the messages?
I don't know. I just know that the reporters said that the people who were reporting on Doc said it was sexually explicit. So that's where I'm getting this from. All right? If you're wondering why I'm drawing this conclusion, it's because of the reporter and what they found. You know, and the way I at least interpret the tweet is that he was aware that they were minors because he tried to hide it when he edited the content. If he just said individuals and he didn't mention minors, that might imply again that he maybe wasn't thinking about, like, didn't realize they were minors, but he knew they were minors. He tried to hide the fact that he knew they were minors. He knew. As far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure he knew, unless we see some good evidence to say otherwise.
Based off the facts that we know to be objectively true,
right?
Even the people who are closest to the Doc in his life are separating themselves from him, right? People like Robert Bowling, the head of the game development studio, who said, "Hey, if you inappropriately message a minor, I cannot work with you."
Damn good position.
People like Nick Merckx, who went live today to say this:
I can't support it. I can't defend it. And look, the boys and I are torn up over it too, man, because we played a lot of games with the guy and it feels a little weird, but what can you do, you know?
And then Tim the Tap Man, who followed up with this:
if he knew that was a minor and those were the messages being sent, I cannot support that.
So what happens from here? Well, the Doc, if he sticks to his word, is going to go on.
Right. So, yeah. I mean, everyone's distancing themselves. This is all the classic telltale signs of the fact that he was in the wrong, right? If he was in the right, I feel like because again, Dr. Disrespect should have those messages because of the court documents. I feel like he would show his friends and be like, "Hey guys, I'm having trouble. Can you guys help me out and say some good shit on the internet?" But no, they don't want anything to fucking do with him. And I feel like they've seen those messages just based on the way they're able to separate themselves so easily. Like, they don't look sad. They don't look upset. They feel upset, obviously. I'm not saying they don't feel upset, but I'm just saying it's not like they seem like in shock as if they've already had time to process this, right? I really feel like this is almost a closed case. We just need to get some final harder evidence. Like, I need to see those messages to really confirm it, to make sure everyone's not blowing this out of the water. But again, based on what I've seen, and only what I've seen, and again, no hard conclusion, but I feel like he's a pedophile. He can deny it all he wants, but he even screwed up in his own Twitter message that made me think that I think he knew it was a minor. And then the reporter said it was sexually explicit content. And the fact that his own company manager said that he doesn't want to work with people who are inappropriate with minors. All the wording might be jumbled, but I really do feel like that's very much what's being implied. I really do feel that, personally.
On an extended vacation. And when he comes back, we'll continue to make content. At least that's what he said he would do.
If YouTube lets
unless he were to get deplatformed by YouTube and every other streaming site,
sure,
he can do that. I mean, a lot of other YouTubers have done fucked up shit and then just keep making videos. It happens all the time. And I'm sure there's going to be thousands and thousands of loyal fans who continue to watch him even after everything that has come out. Even now.
Yeah, I mean, there's still horrible people who watch, like, I don't know, if you watch like Logan Paul or something, or after he filmed the suicide stuff, or if like there's all kinds of people who or like Sniper Wolf, like how Sniper Wolf straight up just steals people's content, but she still has an audience. People still watch, even though they know she's like just a thief. There's bad people on the internet that people watch. That's not gonna go away. There's people who are insane or crazy who think that it's okay to support someone who's doing something evil. It happens. But I'd hope that at least everyone who's watching this channel, if you know anything about me, knows that we like to be pretty in the middle of the road with things. But I do think in this instance, again, based on my feelings, I think it'd be pretty justified to just stop supporting Dr. Disrespect, unless he proves otherwise. Because look, listen, if he comes out and shares evidence that the inappropriate messages were not sexual, and that and prove that at no point in those messages did he ever know that they were a minor, then I think we could make a case that everyone's blowing this out of the water. But until I see something like that, or I get a different kind of piece of evidence that would justify him being in the right, I really do feel like he's a pedophile.
After other people in his life maybe separate themselves from the doc. But if he really wanted to try to clear his name in the court of public opinion, he would probably need to sue the people who said he was sexting a minor and prove in the actual courts that he didn't do that. Right? You need a defamation lawsuit and put everything on the table that didn't happen. Because based off the evidence that everyone is seeing and the actions that everyone's taking, it feels like those conversations, if they were to come to light, would be a whole lot worse than what people even think they might be. Anyway, that's all for me. I want to go talk about Elden Ring DLC now. So have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Subscribe. Goodbye. See you later. Goodbye.
Yeah. I'll just finish it up with this because I know I'm going to get comments. I know it's going to come. Oh, my camera got moved. Whoopsies. Okay, look. I try my best to be as unbiased as I can when stuff like this comes out, unless something like the I'm Alex thing happens where we have a ton of evidence, right? And it's pretty obvious and I feel pretty comfortable making a statement. But I just don't want people who watch this video to feel like I'm being unfair. And I hope you don't feel that way. But I do take this pretty darn seriously, especially as someone who would like to be a dad someday in the future. I know that if this happened to my kid, I would want them gone. And I think most people would agree with that. But if you still have doubts as to whether or not he's, a pedophile, I think that you should just think about the fact that he has not yet denied any of those claims. He hasn't denied it, any of them. He hasn't even said something as simple as saying that he didn't know that they were a minor. Because in the tweet, he says that it was with a minor. We know this. We know that he knew. And I think we shouldn't try and defend someone just because we like them. Because if someone's doing wrong, they need to be called out and held accountable. At least that's how I feel right now. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like. It really does help the channel a lot. Believe it or not, I don't make a lot of money. So any support from watching the videos really does help and go a long way. and I didn't say this in the last one, but I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's been watching my Stalker series. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Again, I have a lot of episodes. I've already made 61 episodes that are going to be coming out slowly. So I appreciate all the support. And as always, guys, I am Elwirfy, and I will definitely see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.